Your landing page or your sales page is the most crucial part of your sales funnel. And if you're a course creator or you're selling digital products or services on the internet, then you need to ensure that it converts as well as possible. But chances are potential customers are leaving your page and not buying your product or service because of a few mistakes that you might be making. So in this video, I'm going to list out the 5 worst mistakes that you can make when it comes to landing pages and sales pages so that you can fix them and avoid them, and ultimately so that your pages can convert better and you can make more money. Before we get into it, if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to click that subscribe button, click the bell icon so you can be notified whenever I post a new video about online business growth. So the first mistake is that your headline is not engaging or enticing enough. The most important part of your landing page is the headline. And the purpose of the headline is to capture someone's attention and have them work and read down the page. It's to get them to that opening line or that opening paragraph, or maybe it's a video or VSL below the headline. But the headline should capture someone's attention. So how do you do this? How do you write a headline that captures a person's attention and doesn't just have them open your page and then think this is not for me and leave? Well, the first thing you need to do is accept the fact that you're not going to attract everyone. Your headline is going to push some people away, and if it doesn't, it's probably not a good headline. These people who you're going to push away are not your ideal customers anyway, and they probably won't buy from you. If they do, they're likely those people that are going to ask for a refund because your product isn't suited to them. So for example, if I'm selling a course on advanced jazz guitar playing, I'm going to mention that in the headline. And by doing so, I am going to push a bunch of people away who either aren't interested in playing jazz guitar or are complete beginners, do want to play jazz guitar, but they see the word advanced and they think this is not for me, and it scares them away. You have to go against your natural impulse here as a course creator, as a business owner, as a human being, because naturally you want to sell to as many customers as possible so you can make as much money as possible. But the truth is you'll almost always have a high conversion rate if you narrow down your audience and if your headline attracts a specific individual, a specific customer. So let me give you an example. We have a course, EDM Foundations, which is our best-selling course, and we do this in the headline. We say, master the fundamentals of electronic music production by finishing 4 songs in 30 days. Now, if you're an intermediate or advanced music producer, then straight away you know that this course is not for you. Hence the phrase master the fundamentals. It is a beginner's course primarily. But if you're a beginner, you know straight away, you see this headline and you think, this is exactly what I need. I need to master the fundamentals. I don't need this person's course over here, which is teaching me this thing. I don't need this. I need to master the fundamentals. So let me just give you a quick formula for writing an engaging headline. And I'm studying this from Dane Maxwell. I will link his PDF down below, this copywriting PDF that you must read if you want to, design, write better sales pages and landing pages. So this formula is end result that customer wants plus specific period of time and then answer the objection. So let's say you're selling a course on personal productivity for work from home mums. Instead of a boring, stale headline like the best productivity course for work from home mums, that doesn't really capture anyone's attention. You could write something like shave 90 minutes a day off your work from home schedule in less than 30 days, even if you're a busy mum. So shave 90 days off your work from home schedule in 30 days, even if you're a busy mum. This shows a clear benefit. Shave 90 minutes a day off your schedule. That's, most people, if they could shave 90 minutes a day off their schedule, they would be stoked. In a specific period of time, a month or less, and it answers an objection, even if you're a busy mum, because you can imagine being a busy mum, you go to this page and you think, I want to be more productive. I want to fix this, but I've got 2 kids and I just can't, and there's no way I can do this. They see that even if you're a busy mum, and they think, okay, well, they're clearly talking to me and they're answering this objection. So that formula will help you write a better headline. As Dane Maxwell says, you don't have to use all 3 parts of this formula. So sometimes your headline might not really work with that format, but if you can use all 3 of those, the end result that the customer wants, the specific period of time, and answer the objection, then your headline will do well. One more thing I'll add to that is that if you're in a competitive market, then you need to think one more step beyond this, because you might have a headline that follows that formula, and then there's 5 other products or courses that follow that same formula. You still need to differentiate. I would suggest that you differentiate on the product level itself, and you should have done that before you develop the product. But I would usually narrow down even further. So if you're selling a productivity course for entrepreneurs, there's a lot of those. Maybe you need to niche down even further and say that this is a productivity course for solopreneurs and small team entrepreneurs under 5 people or something like that. Always niche down if you're in that competitive market. It's better to have a small slice of a market, or of a smaller market, than have no slice at all. Anyway, let's get on to the second mistake, which is that your page doesn't flow well and it lacks scannability. I'm not sure if scannability is even a word, but let me explain. So as I mentioned above, you want your headline to capture the visitor's attention and bring them down to the next section on the page, which might be a video, it might be the opening paragraph, and you have them follow down your page, ideally until they reach the call to action, the purchase, and they buy your product. But if your page is poorly written, poorly structured, then it'll throw people off. They may read a headline that captures their attention, they get to the opening paragraph and it just doesn't connect. And so they leave your page. Or maybe they get to the opening paragraph and the opening section and it really speaks to them. Then they move to the next section and it just doesn't really follow. And so they're lost and they're confused, and someone knocks on the door and they have to go talk to them, and then they come back and they forget about it and you've lost a customer. So this is why you should always write your copy before you design the page. I see a lot of people, they're designing sales pages, they're writing copy at the same time. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should put it all together in a Google Doc or, a note-taking system, and then read it out loud, see how it flows, get other people to look at it, edit it ruthlessly, and then do the design, and it should flow well. In addition to making your page flow well, it also needs to be scannable, which, to be fair, is also making it flow well. So the majority of people who visit your landing page are going to scan through it. They're not going to read every word. And you do this yourself, I'm sure, when you go to a blog post or you go to a page and you're kind of just scrolling through it, looking at the headlines and so on to get an idea of what's going on. So you want to make sure that you're using headlines in your page to break up text, that you are bolding certain lines that are important, and that you're using visual elements, graphics, photos, etc. to break up the page and to kind of explain and showcase your product. Ideally, someone should be able to scroll through your page, just read the headlines, just read the bolded text, just look at the images, and get a good idea of what your product is, the problem it solves, and why it's good for them. So again, let me repeat that. Someone should be able to scroll through your page, just read the headlines, the bolded text, look at the visual elements, and have a good idea of what your product is and the problem that it solves for them. The third mistake is that you don't answer enough objections on your page. So most landing pages will have an FAQ at the bottom, frequently asked questions. Usually though, it's a bunch of standard questions like course delivery, refund policy, who are you, so on and so forth. In my view, your FAQ section should be long. It should answer every core objection you can think of, because at the end of the day, it's at the bottom of your page. It's not going to get in the way. No one has ever complained about a long FAQ section on a page. I don't think you'll ever receive an email from someone who says, yeah, I was going to buy your product, but then I noticed at the bottom of your page, there were like 30 FAQs. No one's going to do that. So you should have objections, questions in that section, such as, will this course work for me if I'm a beginner? What makes this course better than others? Why is it priced this way? That's a very common one, actually. Why should I be learning from you, of all people? Do you offer any bundle deals on multiple courses? A lot of people ask us this question. Will this actually help me? That should be at the top of your list, by the way. What gear or software or requirements do I need for this course? And what results have previous students achieved? And you can even double these up. So you might have answers to these objections throughout your sales page. You should still put them in your FAQ again, because again, people are going to scroll through your page. They might skip things. On our EDM Foundations page, we have a ton of information about what gear you need, so on and so on and so on. We still get emails from people about certain things that we answer clearly on the sales page. People don't read through your whole sales page. So you want to have a lot of these FAQ, these questions, and you want to answer a lot of objections. Now, you might be thinking, well, the FAQ section, like you said, Sam, is all the way at the bottom of the page. No one's going to read it. And you'd be right. 95% of people are not going to read your FAQ section. It's as simple as that. But the people who your sales page speaks to, your ideal customers, they might be sitting on the fence and maybe they have a specific question. They will read through the FAQ. They will buy if their question is answered. Otherwise, you're at the mercy of them, right? You might have a call to action on your page that says, hey, email us if you have any questions, or use the support chat box at the bottom right. But if they're sitting on the fence, they might just think, I'll come back another time. I'll deal with this later, and so on and so on. It's completely in their hands. But when you have an FAQ at the bottom of your page, they can just scroll down, they see their question, they look at the answer, they're convinced, they go and buy. So you want to be proactive when it comes to converting customers. And one way to do that is to have all the information on that page so that they can make a decision straight away without having to contact you and without leaving the ball in their court, because again, they might not contact you. Mistake number 4 is that your design is not good. You'll hear marketers say that copy is more important than design doesn't really matter, and so on. And this may have been true 15 years ago when we were all using, HTML websites, and they didn't look that good and no one really cared about design, but it's not true anymore. Good design signals trust. Good design signals quality. And I don't know about you, but when I go to a website, whether it's an e-commerce store or a digital product, and the design isn't good, I'm immediately skeptical. If this person is selling a physical product, are they a legit business, or are they just going to take my money? If they're selling a course, who is this person? I'm going to Google, I'm looking at reviews. I'm way more skeptical when the design is not good. Good design is important, but you do not have to go overboard. It just needs to be good enough. So if you're using something like Elementor on WordPress, use templates. Don't try and design from scratch. You might as well leverage other people's work. If you're using Teachable or Kajabi, same thing. You should be able to design a page that's good enough. And what I would recommend is looking at other course sales pages and kind of getting an idea of how to design yours. And if you need to and you have the money to invest, then I'd suggest hiring someone to design your sales page. And the final mistake is that you have too many call to actions. So I've seen a lot of course creators and digital product sellers that have too many links on their sales page. And the logic is, well, I should probably have a link to other courses just in case I don't want this one, or I should have a link to my blog just in case I don't buy, I still want them to go somewhere. They keep the menu bar at the top for this reason. This is a mistake, and it's a mistake because you want to limit options and you want to limit exit points on your page. You want to focus people towards the goal, which is to have them convert. At most, you should have 2 CTAs on your sales page. The first should be the purchase CTA to get people to buy your product. The second should be an email capture if you think you need it. So this might be offering someone the first module of your course for free so they can get a taste. It might be a PDF download. It might be an email series. You get the idea. But those, in my opinion, those are the only 2 CTAs you should have on your page, and maybe something else, call to action for support. Like if you have any questions, you can email us at support. Other than that, I wouldn't include any other links unless it really makes sense to do so. So there we have it, 5 mistakes to avoid when it comes to landing and sales pages. To recap these mistakes, the first one is that your headline is not engaging or enticing enough. The second is that your page doesn't flow well, it isn't structured well, and it's not scannable. So you want to fix that. The third is that you don't answer enough core objections. So again, you want to build out that FAQ section, you want to have that extended and answer as many questions as you can. The fourth is that your design just isn't that good and it puts people off. And the fifth is that you have too many CTAs. Too many call to actions on your page. So I hope this helps. If you have any questions, drop them below. Otherwise, I will see you next time. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell notification for more videos on how to grow your online business. Cheers.